Good morning, good morning, good morning. As we say in my Igbo Nigerian language, Ndewo. Ndewo means greetings to you, and that is what I hope. Goodness and nothing but goodness is what I hope for you today, this wonderful day. I don't know how it is where you are, but it is absolutely gorgeous out here today. Thank God, because yesterday was a little bit rainy. So it's so wonderful to have a sunny day and be walking amongst the living. Today is a very exciting. Before I will start, let you know something new. This program is no longer called um, Hasai Confections with Dr. Onyo Husimiri. Now it's Ndumoto with Dr. Onyo Husimiri. And Hasai is all by the fireplace. And since the season changes so much, excuse me, since the season changes so much, so we can always be by the fire, natural and normal. So behind me, I have this beautiful, beautiful portrait. I hope you can see it of this gorgeous woman. And I just love it. It was beautiful, 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 beautiful. I'm trying not to block it, but if I block it, I apologize. But it's something. My guest today has just reminded me it's something that she would like to have on her wall. A picture she would like to have on her wall because it's quite lovely. What a beautiful picture. So, how is everybody doing? I hope all is well with you, wherever you are, and listening wherever you are, listening to the sound of my voice. I thank you for joining us. Um, Continue to watch us on Ntomato with Dr. Wanyo Hosimiri on Facebook. We are committing this month to Pan-Africanism, and the Pan-African movement is really taking root. So the whole month of September is dedicated to Pan-African Federalist movement, of which I'm the global leader of the Women's Leadership Commission, Mobilization Commission. So we are devoting this whole month to Pan-African Federalist movement. Today, in general, we're talking about Africa, going back home to Africa. And some of my guests today are going to talk about either they've already been there or they have interest to go into Africa. And I'm also going to talk about why people are leaving and going back to Africa, those who are from the continent who have to the United States and to Europe, and why some of them are going back home. And for that matter, why African Americans, diaspora Africans, are looking to Africa again. So that's quite exciting. But before we start, I want to share the Ndumodu for today. Ndumodu for today is challenges. Dealing with challenges and accepting challenges. Many of us fall apart because something happens to us and we just don't know how to deal with it. Me, for instance, yes, I found a situation that I found very problematic and very difficult for me to manage. Initially, I reacted emotionally, which is what we all tend to do. Once something happens, we are angry and we just want to just give up. And that's what I wanted to do in that scenario. But what I realized is that, or you should realize, and I say this to you as a life coach, because I have clients that I coach, and I have to admit that I'm not perfect. I have the same challenges that some of my clients have, and that's okay. That's what makes us human. But usually what challenge is a test of character, your spiritual strength and your faith. That is what challenge represents. It tests you. It determines where you are spiritually. How strong is your faith? And how far you're willing to take that challenge. Are you going to let that challenge ruin your life? Are you going to let challenge do? So challenge actually is the basic essence of a person. What you are psychologically and emotionally. It is what you rely on. Your character. Your character is shaped by challenges. And that's what you have to learn to stand up against. When you have the challenge, you don't fall apart. The foundation of the ability to live through challenges is what your mettle is, your ability, your mettle is defined by how you're able to manage challenge. Just recently, I was tried to my core. I was tried to my core. My patience had just given way. I just wanted to leave. I couldn't deal with it. I wanted to just say, you know what, throw my hands up. I'm done. Can't deal with this nonsense. Okay, that's what it was, nonsense. And a lot of times our challenges that we face, we see them as nonsense, and we don't have to deal with that. But a poem that says, when things go wrong, as they sometimes do, when the road you are traveling seem all uphill, the bill's high, but the funds are low. You want to cry, but you have to pause. Pause if you must, but don't you quit. An elder reminded me yesterday, Dr. Simmery, you must not quit. Let it be a lesson. She said to me, and this is something, sometimes we hear things. It's nothing new. We've heard it before, and it just goes in one ear and out the other. But all of a sudden, we hear that something again. But this time you go, because it goes right into your core, your soul, and it makes you go, because now you've heard it. He said to me, quitters never win, and winners never quit. No matter how difficult it is, Dr. Simmery, you have to ride this tide, ride this mule. Don't quit, because quitting means you're a loser. So we have a tendency to want to quit. But what he said to me is sticking. It stuck right to my soul, because at the moment that I was so challenged and I was getting ready to just give it up, I heard that word he said, quitters never win and winners never quit. So in the middle of your challenge, that's when you don't quit. Never pay attention to those who see your strength. And that's the thing. That's one of the reasons that we quit, whatever it is we're doing, because we know we've got strength and we want people to validate us, to acknowledge our strength. But it's as long as you know, as long as you know that you have strength, don't let your strength be used to manipulate your emotions. And that's what happens when we are so sure that we are powerful beyond measure. I mean, you said expression because some of us think we are. Somebody shakes us a little bit, we want to quit. Every roadblock is designed to block your growth and your victory. You must never allow to manifest. When they say this too shall pass, it does. And much as I felt so much anger right now, I don't. Because this too shall pass, and it passed. And I feel great now. So you keep on shining. Do not let anybody rain on your parade. It's all of this, no other you. That moment that you want to quit, that moment that you want to throw your hands up in the air, don't. When you want to say to hell with all of it, let the words that I say to you today ring in your ear. Never give up on challenge. It is at that moment that you have to show strength. There's an African proverb that says, I know it's kind of difficult to say, but I'm going to repeat it. It says, two people cannot be crazy at the same time. Somebody's got to be sane, and let that same person be you. Let the same person be you. And on that note, I will bring in my guest today, Tina Hutchins. Tina, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you this morning?
Fine. What do you think of that message?
I love it. And I love it when you said that in the beginning, how you got emotional. That's our first reaction, period, is to get emotional about the situation. But fighting through it and just being your strongest self during that time, that is you.
Mm-hmm.
That is the person that you
That's right.
are. How you come out on the
Mm-hmm.
other end after dealing with
That's
something,
right.
that shows the true you, your strength.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you think you're weak,
Mm-hmm.
how you go
Mm-hmm.
through something is that's you. That's your person. That's your core. And the whole
That's right.
thing of never giving up, you never know who's watching you because
Mm-hmm.
someone could be going through something worse than you are, but because they're
Mm-hmm.
close to you and they're watching you, it can
Mm-hmm.
propel them to either give up on themselves because you gave up
Mm-hmm.
because you never know what they see
Mm-hmm.
in you, or it can make them say, hey, if she can fight through whatever she's going through, I can fight through what I'm going through.
That's right.
So
Just
I love that message
fight through
is
it.
yes, you have to. You have to.
Fight through it. Yeah.
We've been
Hey, listen,
knocked
it's
down, beat down, broken, and everything else, but you're here. You're still going. The
here.
whole thing is to
It's still going.
never give up. You can't give up because your tomorrow could
That's right.
be your breakthrough. And you
That's
give up
right.
today,
That's
you
right.
don't see the breakthrough.
That's right. That's right. We have another guest here, Blue Lachelle. I would like to add her to the stream. She's on audio. Blue, are you there?
I'm here. How you doing?
I'm fine. You're strictly on audio. This program requires that you're on video.
Okay, just give me a second, dear. Okay.
Okay, very well. Okay, so the topic of today is an exciting one. Going home to Africa. Going home to Africa. When I came to this country, it was my dream to come to the United States. And that's the dream of many Africans. A lot of us come here to get an education, and a lot of us come because we want, obviously we want the opportunity that America represents. So we all come here. And what has happened, however, in the last how many years is that the opportunities are not there anymore. You know, the economies of Europe and the United States have taken a turn, and there's so much difficulty in terms of race relations, much difficulty in terms of what opportunities there were before, when we came here. So a lot of us are now saying, okay, all right, we see what we see, but we have a homeland to go home to. So why do we put up with it? Why do we have to stay here and be dehumanized and be called names and lose our job? As a matter of fact, there was a time being a nurse was a big deal, right? When you came here, all the hospitals, all the nursing homes and what have you, a lot of the Africans were getting all these jobs, the 80s, like we're in the 70s and 80s, we came here because we could quite easily find jobs, so but within 10 years, that is not that's not what we're seeing anymore. There's a economic downturn. So for a lot of people who 10 years ago could automatically get jobs, right? They're not getting jobs anymore. Okay, so many of them are saying, all right, particularly nurses, people in the caregiving fields, you know. So it used to be so reliable about. And as a matter of fact, if you most African women that you see, when you come here, you ask them what's your profession, and many of them were going into nursing, medicine, nursing, because it was so lucrative, you know. But then that was in the 80s, 70s, and 80s. But then everything started going south, you know. So those who were becoming CNAs couldn't find jobs, nursing assistants, well, that's what CNA is, and you private duty jobs and all that is going away. Many organizations are closing, particularly since you have the COVID issue. So the nursing homes where a lot of them worked, those are closing. Many of those jobs are literally have disappeared. You know, and a lot of the companies are cutting back. So so now hospitals, which is the main hiring agencies, are looking for people with bachelor degrees. From college, and for somebody who has been here for 20 years or more, it's very hard to go back to school. So you have the ageism issue. So there's just so much that's happening that a lot of the Africans who came here are deciding, well, I better go home. And many of them are going home and finding. Now, I'm not saying all of them. I think there's always a caveat. It's not everybody that's fortunate to go back home and get what they want. You know what I'm saying? But one of the things that you do have is, obviously, this is your homeland, right? So you go home, there's always something to do. There's always something to do. I don't care what it is you know how to do. If you go home, you can do something with it. If you're determined. If you have a little cash on hand, you can build a beautiful home. I was watching this lady in Namibia. It cost her $25,000, she and her husband, and they built this beautiful home. Beautiful home. It's not a mansion or anything, but it was, a nice, a good size 3-bedroom house. 25,000. Do you understand what I'm saying? So people are finding, hold 1 second, please. People are finding that they are able to do a whole lot when they go back home. You know what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of them are going home. And at this moment, let me bring another individual, Blue Lachelle. Hello, Blue. How are you? Look at that beautiful pink. I love it. That's power, not color. You know that, don't you?
Yes.
That means you're a powerful sister. You are so welcome. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. And I love the name Blue. Is that French? BLEU. No. Is that French?
No,
what is it? Louisiana? Where are you from?
No, that's just a way. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. That's just the way that basically God gave me the name of how to pronounce it. And the purpose for Blue is this month we are celebrating alopecia awareness, and our color is blue. So I have alopecia, and that's basically a common disease. It affects the autoimmune system, which causes our hair to stop growing. And for 11 years, I was, feeling embarrassed, ashamed because I lost my hair, and then I didn't know how to come out in the public. So in 2018, I decided to take my wig off and remove all the scars that I was hiding. So that's how I told
you were a powerful woman with that pink on. That's right. Take it off. Do what they said. Do you? I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful. We were just talking about, before you came in, initially we were talking about challenges, right? What challenges does to us. Sometimes we just want to give up and throw our hands up in the air, but challenge builds muscles that you can flex. So whatever those challenges are, when you accept it, there's nothing more powerful than accepting yourself. Because when you accept yourself, you have accepted that you define yourself. You don't have anybody define you. You don't need to be validated, right? And that's why we hide when we want to be validated, right? Right? So when you've decided, okay, all right, open that closet, I'm coming out, I'm good, look in the mirror, and you say, I love what I see, you're free. Hey, you are free. Now, I'll tell you, when I was growing up, I was one of those people who didn't like myself because I used to hear, I was very thin. No, never, don't mind me now, I'm not thin anymore, but I was very thin. They used to call me, there was something called Danny Couple, which was the praying mantis, because I was all arms and legs, that sort of thing. So I was teased mercilessly. So I was so ashamed of my thinness, right, that I always wore double clothing, all I can, you just name it. But of course, when the children started coming, okay, all that thinness went away, so I didn't have to deal with that anymore. But I had my, everybody has a story. Every human being, every woman has a story. Every man has a story. But anyway, welcome aboard. So now we're talking about you're welcome. We're talking about going home to Africa. And initially, I started by discussing the fact that Africans who were born in Africa, who had come here for the purpose of getting jobs, are going back home now. And they're going home because opportunities are there now, less opportunities here in the United States. And then they're missing their families. I miss my family. I'm going home in December. Unfortunately, I'm going to bury my mother. But I miss my family. My family is there. You know, I've got a family here as well, but I have family in Nigeria. So I miss them tremendously. So a lot of people miss family members, and because of it, you know, they go home. Also, the economic outlook is so much better now. Is, you know, the mining and oil has been a factor behind the reversed immigration, going back and taking back the resources, you know. So this kind of migration back also is bringing Africans in diaspora home, and that's exciting. That's very exciting to us on the continent, you know, to have our brothers and sisters coming back home. That is fantastic. Now, one of the advice that they're giving a lot of Africans on the continent is that they need to be aware. You're on. Okay, they need to be aware that coming to America, you know how they give us a lottery. You play the lottery and you win the visas to come to the United States and all that. It's important for us to know that just because you have a visa doesn't mean, you know, that everything is going to be hunky-dory when you get here. There are lots of people who live in the street right here in the United States. The people in the street. So you may find yourself living in the street. You know, so just winning the lottery and coming to America doesn't transform, you know, doesn't translate into jobs. So some people are finding that out and going back home. Now let's talk about African Americans, diasporan Africans. This is a phenomenon that's just really taking off now. As you all know, we had what's his name, Marcus Garvey. Are you familiar with Marcus Garvey? Yeah, he was the one that started the Back to Africa movement and had a lot of Arkansas members, citizens of Arkansas move back to Africa, to Liberia. So many of the people who live in Liberia have their roots in Arkansas, in the United States. So Liberia is a mesh of indigenous Africans and the African Americans who came back home. Then in just 2 years ago, Ghana started the movement called what was it? Are you familiar with it? The Year of Return. You probably heard about it. The Year of Return, where that was in 2019, I believe it was, that Ghana opened Ghana to African Americans. So many diasporan Africans went back to Ghana, and right now in Ghana, I'm telling you, it's literally the United States of the Black world because everybody's going to Ghana. You see what I'm saying? Because Ghana opened the door, and it's imperative that the other African nations do the same thing. Open the door, because guess what? When you think about how much money diasporan Africans spend traveling all over the world, if Ghana can get some of that money, or all the money that you spend here in the United States, they will be formidable. And as a matter of fact, that's what's happening. A lot of people are going to Ghana, so Ghana is benefiting from the Black. So African Americans, don't ever underestimate your power. You are so powerful, and we on the continent, we know that. And that's why we're asking you to come home. Now, the other thing is that Africans on the continent, diaspora and Africans, have many, many reasons why they are going home. I can't list all of them, but some of it is they're tired of racism. Would you agree to that? Let's just talk about that part before we talk about it. Would you see that as possibly one of the reasons why many diaspora Africans are going home? Who wants to talk about that? Give me your input on that, Tina.
I would say yes. First off, to even just see what we already going through, being Americans here, and to even learn about our history and going through racism, and then them coming over here, and you got the people saying where I need you to speak English, or all these other nasty comments that people make just because you're not from here. We were built as a melting pot, not by choice for a lot of us, but the truth of it is America is a melting pot. So there should be no reason why one person should feel like they're inferior to another because of their nationality. So it's just heartbreaking.
That's right.
Like we're going.
There's a lot of that, isn't there? There's a lot of that. You have a lot of people they call Karens, a lot of people that will come right up to you and tell you, go back to where you came from, or you don't have the right to sleep, in the dormitory. You don't have the right to sit in the park. You don't have the right to sit in a Starbucks. You don't have the right to barbecue. Those things, human beings are such that those things, they wear you down. They wear down your humanity. So for some of them that are going home, they're just tired of that. Blue, what are your thoughts on that?
I agree with what Tina said. As far as in with us, American and everything, there's so much, I would say, division, jealousy, and everything. And I dropped in the chat and I said that I like the way, the people from Ghana worship, because back in 2014, I was following this pastor called Sonny Badu, and their worship is like very sincere. Like we over here, we have everything that we need, but when we go to another country, like it'll make us think different about the small things that we complain about. So I agree with everything that that everyone is saying here thus far. As far as in the racism is bad. Every time I come in contact with people, my goal is to always show love, because you just never know what a person is going through, and that's what we need in the world. We need that. We need love. We need that support system.
Yes.
So like Tina said, we're going backwards when we should be going forward.
That's right. It's and it's so sad that many of us think that we have to tear somebody down to build ourselves up. If we all believe in God, as many of us profess, and God, in whatever you call God, if that's the creator, then all creation is vital, is important.
Absolutely.
There's nobody more important than the other. We're all just placed in different places for whatever the reasons the creator chose.
Right.
And we need to appreciate the diversity. This is why a lot of Africans are going home. African Americans, diasporan Africans, indigenous Africans, they're going home. They're wanting to connect with each other and see, when I look and see one of my people, oh, joy. That, that doesn't mean.
Yes.
That doesn't mean that I don't love the rest of the world. That's not what it means. It just means, oh my God, look at me.
Right.
Look at me walking around. I get in the restaurant. That's me. It does something to you. It doesn't put everyone else down. And I always say to my people, don't put white people down. They have the right to exist as you do.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's life. They are part of life. Every little speck is important. That's all we are. But to focus my energy to hate is a waste of time. Exactly. If I could use that to love, I've been shown kindness by Black people, by Asian, by white. Love comes from all directions. I've seen hate too, from Black, from white. But I think the reason why a lot of the African Americans go home because they're tired of racism is because it brings down your humanity. It's difficult to live with. It's just difficult. Now, the other reason, obviously, doing anything white Black, doing anything white Black is a nightmare.
Exactly.
I don't know about you, but I was listening to this man who was praying for his son. That was simply a heartbreak. He was praying because his son was getting ready to leave. And he sat there and he prayed. And he prayed and prayed for his son, tears pouring down. You know why? Because he doesn't know if he'll come home. Who can? That's a difficult, when some people don't understand how Black people feel, think about feeling your baby may not come home. Think about your heart. In Igbo, we say, that your heart is falling out of your mouth because it's pounding so hard you're scared.
Right.
That's why a lot of people are going home. Tired of living white Black. You just want to go where Black is in. That's the color. Everybody's either light, brown, dark, black. We are all
equal.
And nobody cares.
Right.
We're equal. You see what I'm saying? So this is why some people are going home. What are your thoughts about that specific point I just made? Tired of living white Black. What's your take on that? Tina?
Well, personally, what you just said was a mouthful. It's heartening to even think that we're going through this right now. We're going backwards, and I'm like you. Every time I see a Black sister or brother, wherever I'm going, or if I'm, a restaurant or whatever, and we're acknowledging each other, and then you might see, and I've seen this where I might have a white counterpart that's sitting not too far from me, and then they're just looking at you like, what? Like, no, I spoke to you also when I came in, but I want to celebrate me. That's me over there. Mm-hmm. And a lot of us don't even celebrate each other, like Blue said, for jealousy or something like that. But I can totally see going to them being here and then going back home because it's just too much. We've been desensitized to the whole situation that we just allow, and we kind of try to live through whatever it is because that's our history. But that shouldn't be our history.
Survive. We try to survive.
Right. And we shouldn't have to actually go through that. We shouldn't take that as a norm. We should have that same, I'm not taking this. I'm leaving. But we don't, because we actually don't know home. So this was great that you brought this up because I've never been to Africa. I read up on it. That is, and I told you earlier, that's someplace I definitely want to go and I want to help build. But we don't know. We don't know home. We don't know where to go. We don't know how to say, okay, I don't deserve this and I'm leaving. We're not at that point.
It is one of the reasons why the Pan-African Federalist movement is exciting. It is exciting because the goal here is not just so much to find what similarities there are between African people and African Americans or diasporan Africans. What it is that desire for all of us to be one nation.
Yes.
For all of us to be one. It doesn't matter where you live, you are an African. That's powerful. That's the beauty of what this organization is trying to do. I am just so excited to be a part of it and mobilizing powerful women like you to join the caravan. I always say, listen. It isn't about what people say to you about who you are. It's what you accept and what you do about what you believe you are.
Yourself.
Right.
It doesn't matter what anybody says. People will say, look, you can be the best human being there is and stay there. And they're not going to hate you because of the good the bad you're doing. They actually will hate you for the good you're doing.
Yes.
You see, but the important thing is for you to realize that you are part of this whole thing. To be a part of the United African States as a Black person, it doesn't matter where you are, you still belong.
Right.
That's powerful. That's just absolutely beautiful. And that's why I'm so excited about this topic today, going back home. They need you home. They need you. Do you know what African Americans spend in America or spend in Europe? If you spent half of that on the continent would just be unbelievable.
Yes.
The economy will explode.
Yes.
If you just go to visit, if you just go to visit and you pump your money there,
Right.
if you go there and establish a business, there's so many businesses you can start in Africa, so many. Do you know how to sew? You know, some people talk about, oh, Africans hate Black people. Come on, give me a break. There are some Africans that will buy it just because you're African American. There are many diaspora Africans doing big business in Africa because the people support you. So the whole concept of, oh, they don't love it, that's just nonsense. You see, when you give a dog a bad name, you hang it. You don't even know if the dog has any teeth. You just see it coming and you run. Pause and see if it can bite. And that's just the whole thing. Give Africans a bad name and you hang them. Then the diaspora and Africans don't want to go there. They don't want to be bothered because they hate us. That's not true. I've taken African Americans home so many times. I had a gentleman that would not come back. The mother begged and begged and begged, bring my son back home to me. He said, I'm staying here. I'm getting married here. We had to beg this young man. I said, if you don't come back here, your mother is going to have a heart attack. He didn't want to come back. He was so at home. He felt the love, you know, the energy, you're my brother kind of thing, which was contrary to what he was told.
Absolutely.
They told him, don't go. You know, they hate you over there. Until he got there, he said, all the women were chasing after him. He said, no, I'm staying. I'm staying. You know that song? And you're gonna love me. You know that song?
Yeah.
Okay, that was him. He did not want to come back. You see what I'm saying? So all that is a lie. But there's so much opportunities. He was a photographer. I mean, he took beautiful pictures. He was making money doing that. He was making so much money doing that. So Africa is a place that we need to, if you have not experienced it, go and experience it. Don't let anybody talk you out of going to Africa. The other reason why, and my third guest has arrived. Let me see if I can add her. She's still trying to get in. Elon. Okay, she's, you know, I'll come back to her. Okay, here she is. She's joining us now. Let's see. Elon, you have to unmute your mic. I can see her. Okay, I'll go back to her when she's ready to come into the stream. So the other thing is that African Americans are seeking new opportunities. Seeking new opportunities. That is, there's an African proverb that says, there's nothing the eye sees that will cause it to bleed. So there's nothing you're going to see in Africa that will cause you to bleed, because there's nothing that you haven't seen here. You as an African American, you've seen it all. Exactly. Am I right or am I right?
You are absolutely right.
You've seen a lot of stuff here. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing you're going to see in Africa that will make your eyes bleed. It's just, there's just another place, you know, that you experience life. So I'm so excited to see a lot of people are taking that. Go ahead, please go ahead.
What you were just saying about what you were just saying about going home or having that whole, we are against each other. Americans can't go to Africa because they don't like us. They don't want you there. But that's the way to keep us separated. Instead of us knowing that we do have that brotherhood, that sisterhood that's over there, and they want us to come home. But I've heard that, and I've heard that a lot. And I get my hair, I was getting my hair braided by some Nigerians. Unfortunately, I mean, I had got a real bond with her, and she ended up passing during COVID. But we talked all the time because I would just go up just to bond with her. And she would tell me, like, that's the biggest misconception. She was like, we want you guys to come home. We want you guys to see what you're actually about, and that you're so much more than what America is giving.
Absolutely.
And that,
Yeah.
like, you're missing out on so much because you've been told you're not wanted in a place that actually wants you.
Wants you. Yeah. And it's Blue, you had something you wanted to add to that?
No, I'm just listening. I love it. Basically what she's saying is so true, because I have a lot of African friends. My nephew is from, his mother's from Nigeria. So I basically,
Nigeria, we're all over the place, aren't we?
right. So I know what it's like to feel what they feel, and I know what it's like to, experience, because they have shared stories with me. So with me wanting to experience that same, freedom that they have over there and everything, the love, like I want to go where the love is. And I would have always been attracted to going to Ghana, been attracted to going to the African garments, because it just sets a different statement, a different tone. You understand what I'm saying? Sends out a different message. And like Tina said, we have been programmed the wrong information that we cannot. And that's the reason why, it's taken African American people so long to identify who they are.
Right.
And like you said, once you identify who you are and not worry about a validation from the public, like it's freedom.
Yes.
Amen.
It's freedom.
Right.
You can't go back.
It's freedom and lightning.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, absolutely. And then
and I always say to you guys, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And then
finish your thought.
Your freedom and light, and then people will see that on the outside, that okay, there's been a change in your life, that you have accepted who you are, and you're not really caring about who, what, or anybody have to say about it, and then you're being an example and to somebody else that's trying to figure it out,
Yes, yeah, and I always say Africans in diaspora, because I don't like to say, and I really don't really like to say African American, or Ghanaian American. I mean, we're all African. Yes. And as a matter of fact, the whole concept of the United African States is just that we're all Africans. Wherever we are gathered, there's Africa. There's little Africa everywhere. So but I always caution people, a lot of people are taking their DNA tests, right? And they find that they belong to a particular place, and then they narrow their Africanness to just that place, which is okay, I mean, why would you just want to settle for one area where the whole of Africa belongs to you? Yeah, that's what I said. Okay, if you identify that, okay, cool, that's your Nigerian. But don't forget Namibia, don't forget Ghana, don't forget Ethiopia, don't forget Uganda, don't forget Rwanda, South Africa, Zimbabwe. Africa is huge. Beautiful places. See, they don't always show you the beauty of Africa. They don't always show you that. Sometimes it just takes you taking that trip to go so that you can see, wow, this is where you're. Now, I'm not saying everything is hunky-dory. I can't say the same thing about America. America is beautiful. Okay? But I know some places when I go, I'm like, oh my God. Right? There's some places you go, you worry about your safety and all that. So it's not all, there's nowhere in this world that you don't have areas that, that have challenges. Right. Which is based on economic, it's an economic thing, right? It's an economic thing. And so what you find is if an area has more poor people in it, well, you can expect the place not to be as glitzy. And if you have a place that has more wealthy people in it, you can expect. I think that I've lost my.
You did. You lost that beautiful picture.
I lost that beautiful picture. Okay, well, that's okay. I'm going to find another one. You guys bear with me. It's nothing formal. Okay. Right. Let's see. Okay, so here's another one. So we'll just watch that. We'll just watch that beautiful lady back there. She's a beautiful sister. I'm kind of blocking her, but that's okay. So anyway, when all is said and done, I want us to see the whole of Africa. I want you to experience all of Africa. It's gorgeous. I'm from Nigeria. I've been to some African countries. Like, wow! I went to Senegal, and because they're different cultures, but we still have a lot in common. We still have the same history. Let's remember the reason why you have all these different African countries is because the colonizers, when they came, they divided Africa into little different parts, the French and the English, speaking areas and that sort of thing. And then unfortunately, what that has done is we forget, our shared culture. So if you're speaking French, for some reason you think you're different from the African who's speaking English, right? So that brings our strife. That's that divide and conquer thing. And so you find us now not appreciating each other. And then we're Franco speaking, you know what I'm saying? Or either we speak English or we speak French. And then I've had an experience where I went to a French speaking African country and I was like, oh my God, how different is that? Because they've adopted the French culture, in terms of human relationship, but their own culture is there. But sometimes how they relate to each other is based on that supremacy, French attitude. So some of that, some of my French speaking Africans may not like what I have to say, but it's true. I was there. I've seen it, So, but we, as real Africans, when we go into our language, language is you. When you start throwing your language to each other, it's like, whoa, you forget all that foreign stuff you've been taught. You say, oh, this is my brother, this is my sister, But anyway, make a long story short, that's why I say don't resist going to every part of Africa. Every part of Africa is gorgeous, as you can see. Gorgeous. I mean, gorgeous. And if you have the money, go and invest in Africa. I'm telling you, my sisters, if you have money, go and invest, build yourself a home there that you can visit. And if you're not there, Airbnb all the way, Exactly. So the house just doesn't sit there. You go to Airbnb, they have, we're not backwards like people think we are. Africa is gorgeous. There are some skirmishes in some African countries here and there, but when you sit here in the United States, you ask yourself the same question. Is it all hunky-dory here? There are challenges here as well. So I don't always want to paint the picture that Africa is very, very, everything is so hunky-dory. There are some areas that have hotspots, that have some challenges, but you find that some of those challenges were initiated by somebody outside the continent. Keep the confusion going. Keep you out of the continent, right, while everybody else is there. There's some parts of Africa you go, you think you're in Chinatown. No, seriously. There are some places in Africa you go, you think you're in China. Because, they're there. They're there. And they're taking advantage of the resources of Africa. And then the African people are not there. Right. You're not told to go there. You see, so which one of you have done your DNA test? A lot of people are doing their DNA test. Have you done your DNA test?
I did.
You did? Where did you find your DNA?
80% Nigerian. That was mine.
Sister. It was. Did they tell you if you were? Wait, I'm going to claim you. You're Igbo. Did they tell you what part of Nigeria you're from? If they didn't tell you, okay, I'm claiming you today. You're Igbo.
Yeah, it was weird because I
did they tell you what part?
No, it didn't tell me what part. I'm gonna find it, so next time we talk, I'll have it. But it was funny because our father has always said that we had Indians in our family. We were from a Cherokee tribe. That didn't show up at all. None of that showed up. It was the 80% Nigerian. I had 10% of European, and the little 1, 2, 3% here and there. But it was weird because then I called him, was like, Daddy, there's no Cherokee in our DNA. Have you done it, Blue?
I started doing my research about 4 years ago, but when we're offline, definitely send me the information because I do want to go ahead and do that research as far as in my DNA too. Because I was speaking with my cousin, he was like, Blue, we're we are from somewhere else. We got to find out our roots. And I said, okay, cool. So I definitely want to look into that. So please give me the information.
I will. It was funny because my dad kept saying like, we're Cherokee. We got Cherokee in our family. I had to call him like, Dad, yeah, no, it's no Cherokee there, but you are Nigerian somewhere.
Wow.
Yeah. I have people on a lot of the comments. I just talked to somebody, for whatever reason it's not coming through here, and they're making a lot of comments and they can't seem to, I'm not seeing it, so I'm not sure why those on Facebook is not coming through, because they're typing like crazy, but I don't see them on the stream, but that's
Wow.
okay. I see YouTube, but I don't see the Facebook. It's not
Yeah,
Connect.
they're
because
not able
normally
to comment.
it's more people in the chat than that.
Oh yes, that's what this person is telling me. They're posting, but they're not seeing, like, I'm not responding to their post because I can't see it. I
Right.
don't know why I'm not seeing them. The comments will show after the show, but before that, it's not showing up here. So anyway, I just want you to know that people are commenting like crazy. They're disappointed they don't go through. But anyway, do you have a comment about why it's important for Africans to look? Blue, have you done your DNA test? Let me go back to that.
I haven't done it yet. I will after Tina shares the information with me. I was researching about 4 years ago, but definitely when we get off this line, I'm going to move forward with that. Yes, because it's important
Yes,
to know.
yes, it's important. Elon is still trying to get in. I'll get her in as soon as she can. But yes, I think that you own Africa. All of it belongs to you. Take advantage of it. Even if you find that your DNA is Nigeria, even if you find that your DNA is, let me see if she's ready now. Elon, good morning. You have to unmute yourself.
Hold on 1 second.
Hello there. Okay, I'm going to wait till she's ready. But anyway, that's one of the things that I always try to tell people. Don't say, oh, I'm from Nigeria, and then that means I limit myself from Nigeria, or I'm from Kenya. I say, no, don't do that. You're everything. You're everywhere. And take advantage of it. Be African in totality. I'm Nigerian. I'm looking to get to go into some other different African countries myself. Because I personally feel I'm African. So that's before they put those boundaries, we migrated back and forth. We didn't have the only thing that separated us maybe were the languages, our different tribal tongues, but all these boundaries, one of the things that's very difficult, and I wanted to share this before we go on. I think it's terrible that we have boundaries to the extent that me as an African in West Africa, for me to go to South Africa, I have to have a visa.
Mm-hmm.
But an American can go to Germany. An American can go to Europe with just their passport.
Yes.
Yeah.
No visa. They can just go. The European Union, But Africa has not seen the benefit of all of us being able to go home. Now, the western part of Nigeria, Nosferatu. Hello, Nod. I know. I'm so sorry. That's okay. We're gonna all your comments are going to show up. This is Nosferatu. She says she's been commenting on Facebook, but it does not show up sadly. But that's okay. I don't know why. But here you are. So comment away. We will share your thoughts. That's your thing. So anyway, I don't know. I lost my chain of thought here. But if I may just dovetail back, visas. I just don't understand why I need to have a visa to go into South Africa. Why I need a visa to go to Kenya. Now, there's something called, if you're in West Africa, the ECOWAS, if you live in West Africa, you're able to travel through West Africa with your visa, with my passport. I can do that. But beyond the western part of Africa, everywhere else, I have to have a visa. It shouldn't be that way. And it is my pleasure to welcome Elon. Elon, how are you? Can you hear me? Elon? Hello, Elon, how are you? Okay. Can you hear us? Can you hear me, Elon? Okay, I think you're having challenges with your. Hello?
I see the Facebook comments are coming in now.
Are they coming in?
Yeah, I see
Elon,
one.
okay, we can hear Elon. Hopefully, she's not muted. Elon, you're not muted, but I can't hear you. I can see you, but I can't hear you.
It may be her connection where she's sitting at.
Yeah, I think the connection is. I'm going to somebody type in the chat room and remind her that we're not hearing her. Let's see what this comment is. It is fantastic to find out exactly where you are from on the continent, but let us not limit ourselves to just the region. Explore all your home. That's right. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Africa is your home. Explore all of it. Explore all of it. Don't limit yourself. That's the fun of it. That's the fun of traveling over Africa.
Yeah.
That's the fun of it. Being able to go anywhere that you want to go. You see. Now, the other reason why a lot of African Americans go home, and people have said this to me, and that is the fact that they just want to belong. They just want somewhere that they belong, somewhere that they belong.
Yes.
This is my home. I remember one time I took some African Americans home, and when we got to the airport, this lady she pulled out her bag and she started taking soil. She was putting soil in the bag. She says, "I'm taking this home." And while we were there, she had somebody craft jewelry for her, that where she put the soil in this jewelry, and she wore it wherever she went. She says, "Mama, Africa is right here,"
Absolutely.
And then she kissed the floor. She had kissed the floor. I said, "Girl, you don't want to be kissing the floor now. You don't know what's going on." She said, "I don't care." She said, "I don't care. Children are always eating dirt, so that's okay. They ain't gonna kill me." But that was her expression. I said, "All right then," that she was treated. She was treated so well. She loved the kind of treatment she got from the Africans, and that's what you find whenever you go to Africa. They treat you like, quite frankly, like nobility. They're happy to see you, and when you tell them, I have to tell you this story. When I first met an African American, I was very young. I went to the movie theater. I don't remember the name of the Chekwas. It's called Chekwas Theaters. And there was this very dark, beautiful. I thought the sun was shining on her teeth. They were so bright white, her teeth. And she said she was from America. And we all crowded around her. Just a minute. Let me see if she's trying to tell me something. Okay. Let me see if Elon is able to hear us now. Elon, can you hear us now? Elon? Well, I'm going to leave her there so she can participate. She said she's trying to figure out what's up on her end, but she's here. She's going to maybe switch to another PC, but hopefully she can hear us. We can see her. She can. Okay. So that was my first introduction to an African American, and I've been to England and all of that, so I met the British and what have you. Quite frankly, that was my first introduction to an African American. And she was, to me, the most beautiful creature I had ever seen. And, the way she talked, the way she did her hands and all of that. I mean, I thought, why do they say these things about African Americans? This woman is something. We followed her like honey, like bees to honey. Everywhere she went, we wanted to be African American. We were trying to speak like her, you know. But she introduced us to Africa. So all the negative to African Americans, all the negative things that we had heard, she proved them to be wrong. That was not true. You know, because sometimes you have to touch, feel, you know, people to communicate and dispel misgivings, dispel misconceptions. That's what she represented to me. So she said she wanted to come home where she belongs, where she felt she belonged. And the people were not staring at her from a negative perspective. They were staring at her with admiration. They were staring at her with admiration. You should have seen, we were fighting each other just to get next to her, listen to her talk, you know, tell us about it. She was dispelling everything that we heard, you know. That was beautiful. Then another time, I had taken African Americans home. And of course, yes, the media distorts the truth. Beg your pardon? The media distorts the truth about who we are from the continent, on the continent, and here. One time we went with Jack and Jill of America, and we were in stadium. No, not stadium. Oh gosh, theater. It was like a theater setup. And we had all these Nigerian. Okay, all right. Okay, we had all these Nigerian. Let me mute this because I think the noise is coming from. Yeah. All right. So we had all these young Nigerian children to meet these African American ladies with Jack and Jill of America. You could have dropped a pin. You could have dropped a pin. None of these kids were moving. They didn't want to miss anything. When they were telling them the African Americans discovered this and peanut butter and what are all those things that, you know, this the broom, the elevator, you know, name it. They couldn't believe it because that's not what they know about you. You see what I'm saying? That's not what they know about you. What they've heard about you is that you guys, you know, you wear your Superfly. You know, you're into drugs. You know, all the negative things.
All the negative
You know,
things.
so these kids could not believe it. They could not believe it. You know. So when we were done, those children, some of them were crying, some of them did not want to leave these women. They just hung around and these ladies had books and pens and everything. Anything that was written by an African American was like, forget television, forget all these gadgets. That book was what it was important to them because it opened a whole new world about the African people to them. Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes they're told all these negative things so that they look down on the African Americans, but then not just African American, and then the way they present the Rastafarians of Jamaica is not in a positive light. You know, it's almost like they're crazy because they're like people you see in the street. You know, I'm going to just turn this off because no, that's good enough. It can stay like that. The people that they show us, okay, about the Rastafarians and all that, they're kind of like those people in the market that have not Down syndrome, people who have mental health challenges and what have you. You know, they don't comb their hair. So instead of them understanding or telling us what there's a significance of that hair like that, exactly. Right? There's a spiritual significance. They make it seem like, oh, these people are dirty and they are crazy. So when you think about the Rastafarians, when you think about the Jamaicans, the first thing you think is about, oh, they have they call it dreadlocks, but it's not dreadlocks, they're locks, you know. Mm-hmm. So anything that has a negative connotation is ascribed to people who are of African descent. But the good news, of course, is by us getting to know each other, by us visiting each other, we are able to change that whole misconception about who we are as a people. And then most importantly, we are one. There's no difference. If you came from Africa If your ancestors came from Africa, they're my ancestors as well. I don't care where they went. It's still the same womb. It's still the same ancestors. We are still one. Am I making sense?
Yes.
You are. Absolutely.
I love that.
Okay.
Especially
You
when
see
you
what
said,
I'm saying? You know, so I have let me see if Elon, can you hear us now? Unmute your mic. Okay, she's listening. Because I would like you to participate. I would like you to share with us your thoughts. Okay. All right. Let me add Courtney. Courtney just joined us. Hello, Courtney. How are you?
hey, Courtney.
Hi, Courtney.
Hey,
Good
Courtney.
morning. Good morning, lady.
See,
Good
Courtney
morning.
just
How
came
are
from
you?
Africa. That's why I wanted her to come on.
Oh, how
Yes,
wonderful.
it
Wonderful.
was
Wonderful. Share with us. Tell us a
absolutely
little bit about yourself.
amazing. My stay in Nigeria was so amazing. It was so eye-opening. Definitely broadened my perspective on so many things, and I'm excited to be able to have that experience.
Okay. Where did you go
I was
exactly?
telling lots of my family and friends, and even just on social media, that the image that the media gives us. I know my personal experience growing up, the image that I got of Africa and the preconceived notions that I had of Africa were not at all what my true experience was there. And just going there and seeing the heart of the people, the love for the people, the drive of the people there in Nigeria, definitely made some scales even fall off of my eyes personally. And the culture experience was absolutely phenomenal. And I can't wait to return. I'm actually going back in a couple of months. My fiance is actually there in Nigeria.
Oh, what part of Nigeria? What part of Nigeria did you go? What part of Nigeria did you go to? Courtney, can you hear me?
Is my mic on?
Your mic is on. She said, what
Oh,
part of
Yeah.
Nigeria did you
Yeah.
go
What part
to?
of Nigeria?
Lagos.
Lagos. Oh, you were in Lagos. Did you visit the new
I can I
oh, I'm
can
not sure
hear
what they call that. Oh, you can't hear me? Ah,
Tina. Should I be able to
well,
hear her?
I'm not.
Yes, you should be able to hear her. She's asking, what did you go visit? What did you go visit? Can you hear me good?
I can hear
Did
you
you
well. I can just only hear you. I can't hear her.
She says she can't hear you, just me.
you can't hear me?
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. So while I was there in
Okay.
Nigeria, I was actually on the outskirts of Lagos in the island area of Lakey, and so right there in Lakey, we went to the beach there. We went to the beach. We went to just different areas just to see the nature of it, and we went to the market, of course, there. And the market there was an extraordinary experience for me, especially being an entrepreneur, because I see these citizens right here with so many gifts and talents. They have so many gifts and talents, and they get up early in the morning every day to go to the market to display their gifts and talents, and that's the lifestyle. And not only the older men and women, but you have children as young as 6 and 7 year old in doing business with their parents, and not from just a poverty, not from a poverty mindset, but truly from a economic mindset of what business is. And you have children coming up to you asking you to support their business, and it was absolutely amazing to
That's
me,
good.
especially with me branching out into entrepreneurship from being in the medical field and having to overcome fear and overcome objections and different things of this, and to go to a nation who's completely fearless. It was,
Yes.
and to experience that, and to experience their passion, their zeal, and and to compare it to America, it was just so amazing. It was phenomenal.
That's good to
Oh, that's
hear.
wonderful.
Yes.
That is so. I tell you one thing. Uh, you cannot You cannot draw conclusions about anyone or anything unless you're willing to do the research.
Absolutely.
Go
So
and
true.
find out. Because a lot of times what you hear, and I'm so glad you went to Nigeria, because a lot of times what you hear about Nigeria, oh my God, chaos, and people are just killing each other, they're fighting, all that stuff. No, that is
Yeah.
not the way it is. That is not the way it is. You got to find out there's always good in everything, and there's bad in some things.
Right.
Nigerians are business people. If
Yes.
you want to do
Yes.
business, go. Everybody's a business person. Very few of them are in the office working. Pardon me. Everybody's in business, right? So you can't talk about you can't eat. I don't care what it is. It's in the market. Go into
Oh
the
no.
market. It's there.
That is
Go
so
into the
true.
market. It's there. So what prompted you to go? Did you just go because you wanted to go visit, or when did you
Well,
come back? When did you come back?
yes, but I went on August. I left August the 20th, and I was there 10 days. My fiance is actually there, and that's actually my second time going to Nigeria. I was there in 2019, before the pandemic started.
Okay. Okay.
Nice.
Okay. So this time that you went, what did you see? Did you see chaos? What did you see?
Well, I saw. Oh my gosh, the city of Lagos is such a busy city, and like I said, people are everywhere. Literally, when you're driving down the street, you have people, just surrounding you in the streets, not in a hostile way, but people are right there. You have
Mhm.
the women walking with the baskets of fruit or whatever they baked on their head,
Mhm.
and like you have the children, you have them carrying different things that they're selling there. You'll have people, come up to the car and start washing your windows. It's basically they have the entrepreneur mindset. Everywhere that you go, you're
Yes.
gonna see it. And you're gonna experience the love of the people. I
Right.
went, even just to have a family event, and oh my gosh, the preconceived notions that they put in that place in our head. I know personally, like, the first time I went to Africa, to Nigeria, my friends and family were like, "Oh my goodness, don't go there. You're gonna get kidnapped.
Mm.
That man, he's gonna
Yes.
beat you. He's gonna beat you, and they're so violent, and all of these things." But by the grace of God, I had no fear because I knew that I knew what the Lord had said concerning it. But
Uh-huh.
I would have took advice from what everybody else thought, like, oh, it's just dangerous. But like you said, there are pros and cons to every place. And I was sharing with my friend
That's right.
yesterday. I said, I don't care what people say. People say America is the home of the free, but I saw Nigeria being a people that are truly free indeed. And it's not. It wasn't
Say it
allotted to the
again.
amount of. They are truly free, and it was not allotted to the amount of things that they had. They were free. They were in peace. They were in joy. Now there is some corruptness in the political system, just as we
Amen.
experience in America as well. There are
Amen.
different laws that can be in place and different things, but when you talk about the people as a whole, America is divided on so many
Hmm.
different levels, and to see the capacity. I just kept saying to my fiance and his friends, like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. Like, only if great leadership, if we could get good leadership there, Nigeria, and it is going to thrive. It's going to be a place that will thrive. I see it in the heart of the
Yes.
people, and the loyalty of the people to one another is something I've never experienced before. It's something I've never
I know.
experienced. It's something I've never experienced. They are loyal to their word. Their word is their bond there. And I was
Hmm.
just astounded by the culture, the loyalty, and to be able to sit in the house, and you'll be sitting in the house visiting with family, and the lights will go off because the government, they'll only get light for a certain period of the time, a certain period out of the day, and
Hmm.
they'll take the lights, and but you'll see the humility of the people and the ability of them to survive in any environment, and to not just have a complaining heart. Here we are over here with government assistance and food stamps and housing assistance, and just to see a
And if
people
the
that
light,
are
wait a minute, if the light goes off, Courtney, if the light goes off here, oh my God, we freak out. Oh my God,
Exactly.
there's no light.
come on
We
now.
get on the phone, we start calling the electric company.
Come,
There's
oh
no
my
light.
God.
But in Nigeria, if the light goes off, honey, they switch what do you call it?
Generator.
What's the word?
Generator out.
They switch on the generator immediately and
Right.
go about their business. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And they don't store food. They cook for the day. So food is healthy. They cook for the day because they can't trust the
Oh,
electricity
oh my
not to be
goodness.
taken. Everything
The
is
food,
fresh.
the food was so amazing. You go stay in Nigeria, you're not eating anything processed. You're gonna lose some weight, over there.
Hmm.
Listen, let me tell y'all something. I made a video of the bread because I tasted real bread for the first time in my life. And I said, what we have been eating in America cannot be bread. I said, this is fresh. It's true bread, and I couldn't get enough of it. I couldn't get enough of it. I'm just like, I was telling my fiance, I'm like, baby, you don't realize. I'm like, the food that we are eating is not real. It's not real. It's so manufactured, and I could tell
Exactly.
the difference. I could tell the difference. And not on I love my country. I wasn't trying to downplay it, but they don't give us the truth of the story behind how these other countries are truly thriving in different ways, but they try to undermine them. But if we could come together and share and collaborate some ideas, some different systems, if we can collaborate that across country lines, man, it would just be so amazing.
Yes.
What the people could really do and how the
Yes.
world could change.
Yeah, I just want to just remind all of you again that this is the Pan-African Federalist Movement Month. And every Saturday, we're going to have different guests that represent the movement towards the unification of the Black world. And sisters, nothing can happen without us. Am I right or am I right?
Yes.
Am I
Absolutely.
right or am I right? We are the source. We've got to come together. It is going to take us working together to create this new reality, the United African States. All of us, wherever we are, you are united as one. There's
Yes.
no more time for us, no more room for hesitating, no more room to say, well, it's someone else's business. No, it's your
Exactly.
business.
Exactly.
It's your business. Do you guys remember when in the past when a child is misbehaving? Do you remember that? It doesn't
Oh
have
yeah.
to be your child. If you see that child misbehaving, you say, boy, come over here. Then after you whoop his little behind, you take him home to his mother and let the mother know, I took care of him. Don't worry about it. You don't
Yes.
have to deal with it anymore. So the kids are always scared of the elders because they know those elders will snatch your behind and straighten you out. That's what we have to do about our continent. We want to
Right.
snatch it back. You
Yes.
understand what I'm
Yes.
saying? We can't wait for anybody to do it. It is our responsibility. So if you haven't been to, if please, I am going to post in Ndomodo with Dr. Wonyo Hosimiri. Please, I'm going to post information about the movement. I would like all of you to join the movement, and the movement, it doesn't require that you pay anything, as long as you're not asking for to be a card carrying member. But if you just want to be a member, there's a form that you just have to fill out, and that's your membership right there. But it is about us coming together. And sisters, we don't have time anymore to say it's not my business, because your children have the right to enjoy what Africa has to offer.
Yes.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
Courtney, I know when you went there, you saw a lot of foreigners, didn't you? Did you
Yes.
not?
So many. Mhm.
Yes.
So
Okay.
many.
And those people are making Africa their home.
Yes, they are.
They're making Africa their home, and we're not there.
It's
We're
so
not there.
beautiful.
All those resources are going to other people.
It is so beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful.
She's still
The
reliving
air,
her trip to Nigeria. Oh,
You
that's
said
the
the
air
air,
wonderful.
is
Courtney.
That is absolutely.
I
Courtney,
said the air is
we're
even
gonna
clean
get
there.
Tina and Blue to go. Huh?
Okay.
What?
No, I was trying to hear what she said
Uh,
about the air.
Oh, I said the air is even so it's so clean there. It's so fresh. Even in the area that I was, you can tell that even here there's some kind of pollutants, so many different pollutants and stuff out, and the air was so the breathing was so different there. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it, but the nature, the trees, the grass was truly green. It was just so amazing.
oh my goodness. You know, we haven't had Elon. We really want to hear your thoughts. Unmute your mic, Elon. Can you unmute your mic? I really would like to hear what she has to share. You have to mute your mic. There you go.
Can
I think we can hear
you
you
hear
now.
me?
How are you, Elon? How are you? Can you hear me? Ah,
Can
she's
you
still struggling with
hear
the
me?
mic. Yeah,
It's
I can hear you.
definitely a connection.
I can't
Yeah, connection.
be.
Yeah, share with us if you can your thoughts. Have you been to Africa, Elon?
You hear me?
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you
Yeah,
now,
we can hear
Elon.
you. Go ahead. Yeah, we can hear you now. I was asking, have you been to Africa?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can hear you, ladies, but can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Go ahead and talk. Tell us what have you been to Africa?
Oh, okay. Oh, yes, I have, and that's why my heart was just full of joy listening to Miss Courtney. Oh my God, Queen Courtney, you have no idea how proud I am that for you to have had the experience of going to back to the motherland, because when I went, it was a life experience for me, and everything that she's saying is just so beautiful and so heartfelt. And I would encourage everyone like to take that opportunity, because the lies that they fed us about the homeland is sad. It's sad that you had to distort our mentality and our mindsets so bad about our homeland, when it's such a beauty. When we went to um and no, I'm sorry, I apologize. We went to we were like eight different
Oh, your mic is really you're having
year
difficulty with your sound.
at a anniversary
Uh,
celebration, and they were praising us because I was ready to bow down and like, oh my God, this is so amazing. So, Queen Courtney, I am so happy that you had that opportunity to go
when I tell y'all came back and I was ready to pack my bags, I was like, look, I'm up out of here, man. I don't even want to be here no more.
you know, you know, I just, I, I just want to say this. There's nothing more gratifying for me when I am with my brothers and sisters in diaspora and they've been home and they understand that a lot of this is fake. You know what they say, fake news? A lot of it is fake news. Some of it is real, but a lot of it is not. If you haven't been to Africa, it's time for you to take a trip. If you had planned to go to China, to go to England, to go to France, all those wonderful places, yes, they are, they're nice, but take a trip to the motherland. There is an African proverb that says, that means there is no power, no joy, no beauty in you showing out elsewhere that your motherland is naked. Mama is naked. You have to go home and clothe her. Your presence is the clothing she needs. So you got to take a trip home. Take a trip home and go and see all the possibilities there. We are all Pan-Africanists. As long as we believe in the motherland and all the possibilities that she holds, we're all Pan-Africanists. And we've got to go home. And my sister, you're bringing Courtney, you're bringing African and African Americans together in the most beautiful way, tying the knot. That's what I did. My husband is African American, so that brought the African and the African Americans together. That's the same thing you're doing. All right, so that's wonderful. That's beautiful. We have a responsibility, by any means necessary, to tie us together. And again, let me remind you that the Pan-African Federalist Movement is doing just that, bringing us all together, and I'm in charge of the women mobilization. So sisters, I need you to be on my team. Huh? Pat on my back.
Yes.
That's my team right there. We need to be a part of the yes. And let me tell you this now, I'll be calling on you. Don't disappear on me.
Oh, yes.
Don't lose your number. Don't change.
I'm there.
Don't change your
I'm
number.
there.
Because we
But
in this together. We got to make this happen. We have so many exciting sisterhood kind of programs that are coming up. We have the Sisterhood March next year. Then we have what we call the Bridge, bridging the gap. I'm not going to talk about it today because
Yes.
there's a whole different show next week, Saturday, that deals with that. But I'm going to be featuring all the commissioners of my commission who are going to be helping me, get all leaders into all the different parts of Africa and here in North America and what have you. So I want all of you to say, "Hey, Dr. Simmery, I'm in." Now I want to hear it.
I'm
I'm
in.
in. I've been in.
Okay, now I got you on tape. I have you on
That's
tape. You
okay.
cannot deny it. When you hear from me, I will remind you. I'll send you these tapes. I said, wait a minute. Let me play this back to you. So, oh my goodness, ladies, please, next week, please join us. Listen, you may not come into the forum, but I want to hear what you think. So if you can go to Ndomodo with Dr. Uwonyo Hosimiri on Facebook, you can see this, or you can go to Chiism Live on YouTube. Okay, but I will share that with you, Tina, so you can share with
Yes,
everyone. Okay, but I
will
would
do.
love you to be a part of it. Let me just read some of the comments that we have here. Uh, this Nosferatu says we need to take a hold of what is ours at home before others take it from us. That's true. That's true. If you have your eyes closed, somebody will snatch what belongs to you and then sell it back to you, and you think you got something new. That's unfortunately that's what
Exactly.
happens to us. So we need to reclaim. And she also says it really does make my heart happy hearing the wonderful stories and experiences from those of the diaspora going back home. As a Nigerian, I thank you very much. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Courtney. You've just tied it
Yes,
all up
Courtney.
today. And thank you, Tina, for wishing to go home.
Yes.
We're planning a trip. We're planning a trip to Nigeria, a group trip,
I'm
and
there.
you all will be there. I will
Yes.
invite you. We're going to have so many awesome conferences with people on the diaspora, in the diaspora, and here. So it's going to be exciting.
Wow.
Let's
That
see.
is amazing.
Norse again. Norse is really right. The sky is so blue, the grass is so green, and the clay dirt is such stunning red. It is what is true. Oh my God, the earth is red. It's so red. In some
Georgia
areas, it's
red.
just bright red. Yes,
The
yes, just
soil in
absolutely
Georgia
gorgeous.
is that same bright red.
Yes, yes, yeah. I noticed that. And then this comment here, we need to take a hold of. Yeah, yeah. I've said that already. And this is based on what Courtney has said. She says, yes, change the leadership, and we will be the dream place to live. That's right. And that's just it. We're trying to bring the leadership together. All the countries have their own sovereignty. If we all came together, we can create the kind of leadership that we want. And we are all responsible for selecting the right kind of leadership for Africa. So yes, yes, Norse, that is very true. So now, in closing, because we've gone over half an hour, it's so difficult, isn't it? It's so
It
difficult to
is.
just end
It's so
it,
good.
because it gets so good. You want to just keep talking, but I want to give each one of you an opportunity to give a ending remark. We'll start with you, Blue.
Oh, you start with me, huh? Okay, I just want to say
Yeah.
thank you so much, Tina. It's really an honor to be a part of this broadcast. I wasn't expecting to get on, but I'm grateful for the opportunity. Talking about going back home to the motherland, that is something that I had in my mind 7 years ago. 7 years ago is basically to just go and visit Africa, be a part of the experience, the love. Because I've never been there, but I just saw the videos and I just felt so much love, and I just felt the energy coming from what I saw. So basically, I want to be a part of the movement. I want to be one of those faces that I come back home and I share the experience of what I
Yes.
experienced over on the other side, and to let everybody know that we are one. We are one. We are not
Yes.
separated. We
Yes.
are one. And let's walk in love. Let's
We
continue
are
to share
one.
that love and go in love. And I appreciate you too,
Well, that's
Queen,
the
for
T. That's the T on that. Is that what you said? That's the T on that. We are one. There is no
yes,
difference. We're
yes.
all Africans.
And
Oh,
thank
I
you
just
so
want to
much.
welcome Colette. Before the rest of you give your part in the comments. Colette, how are you? Good to
I'm
see
good, thank
you
you.
again.
It's good to be seen.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank
Did
you
you
for
get?
asking.
Oh, you are so welcome. We were talking about going home to Africa. Have you been to Africa?
I have not.
You have not. Oh, we have to get you there. You have to go.
Yes,
You
we
have not
do. Because
lived.
I have an aching in my soul to get there.
Okay, you're coming. You're coming. We'll drag you screaming and yelling, but you're going.
You won't have to drag me. I'll willingly
I don't
go.
have to do all of that. Okay. Okay, here we go then. All right. Do you want anything you want to say in terms of going home to Africa before? Because we're ending the show, but we want to hear what you have to say
Well, I
about
believe that
Africans connecting. Mhm.
I believe that we all innately have a longing to go to where we began.
Mhm.
Okay, from whence we've come. And that's why I said I have an aching in my soul, because I feel it within me that I need to be there. I need to go there. For what? I don't know. I don't know if it's for a spiritual connection or if it's just for me to gain information about where I came from, to know where I'm going. I'm not sure. But I
Mhm.
know that it's something that needs to be done.
Uh-huh. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Okay, Tina.
I want to speak one on what Elon said in regards to what we see here, or what we were taught of what Africa was. Well, we
Mhm.
got to think too. Our dollars mean so much to America, and our labor means so much to America.
Mhm.
They don't want us to even think that Africa has something better to offer us, because we will take that from what they have. So for us to learn about ourselves, to learn about the country that birthed us, it's time to go back. I want to go back. I've been wanting to go. Well, I ain't gonna say go back. I've been wanting to go, and that has always been a dream of mine. So you saying that getting a group of women together and we're gonna go? I'm all in. I'm all in.
We going. We
definitely
going. Colette says that I don't have to drag her, so she's already on the plane with us. Yeah, it's going to be a heck of a journey. It's going to be a heck of a journey. And Colette, we're gonna go meet your husband. Colette, can you hear us? Courtney, I'm sorry.
Courtney got her fiance. Congratulations, Courtney.
Yes.
Congratulations, Courtney.
Thank you. So
congratulations.
Thank you so much. And we're planning that we're getting married in Nigeria in November.
Oh,
congratulations.
Thank you.
How long are you going to be there?
For 2 weeks.
How long are you going to be there?
For 2 weeks.
Oh, for 2 weeks. Okay. All right.
Congrats.
Yep.
Oh,
so I'll be there
make sure we get a video.
I sure will, because we need to begin to show more. Because like Tina, like they were saying, we do not have the correct image of Africa. Like I had people asking me questions like, do they have cars? Do they have houses there? I'm like, of course, they have everything that we have. They have there, So we need to put the true image of our continent. We put the true image of Africa out there for the people to see.
Yeah, and it's okay. It's okay if things are not perfect. It's okay if things are not perfect.
Yes.
But we don't have to keep talking about the negativity. Talk about the good stuff. America does that. Britain does not focus on all the murder and all of that. They talk about all the good stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So we have to be doing all of that. So on a final note, Colette, you were the last person to come in. Do you have anything else you want to add before we end the show with my comment?
I'm just excited to be a part of it. I'm excited and looking forward to going to Africa, knowing more, and connecting on a spiritual level. I'm just elated. Thank you, ladies.
Yes. I'm going to invite all of you. Tina, I'm going to invite you to a program tomorrow. It's the African Spiritual. For some of you who want to be connected spiritually, we have a show program, Chism Live, and it's about African spirituality, if you want to learn about that. So please join us tomorrow and just hear about what we believe as African people in terms of our spirituality. All right. Ladies, it's a pleasure. It's been an honor and a pleasure to have you on the show. I thank you so much for the wonderful thoughts that you've shared today. And I'm always looking forward to having you on my show, because this is about us. I don't want to do all the talking. Feel free to join me unless I tell you don't join. Okay? Unless I don't send you a link. If I send you a link, join. Come on in. You are welcome, because I like to hear perspectives on everything. And that's what makes everything wonderful. And for all of you who have joined us today, thank you so very much. Nosferatu, Matt Lewis, all the people on Facebook page. Unfortunately, I could not see you. It's not flowing here. But I will thank you after the show. I'll go and post and thank you. I thank you, Tina. I thank you, Blue. I thank you, Colette. I thank you, Courtney. Thank you so very much for all that you have contributed today. We are sisters when all is said and done. And I love you with all my heart. I look forward to see you again. Thank you, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. As we say in my language, and I want you to all to say it. Yagazie. Yagazie. May all go well for you. And so it is. Good day. Bye-bye.
All right, good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.